What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a little different. You're gonna see me make this. I don't really know what to call it. I guess it's a UV treatment type thing. Basically, what I'm using now is really just a storage container. I'll probably actually show it to y'all later. But it's just like it's like not even a storage container. Well, I guess technically it is, but it's just like a little one. So like I sell a lot of Nintendos, but I figured out that basically the only thing holding me back from selling more Nintendos was I didn't have a way to UV treat them to get them from yellow back to like the standard gray. I just didn't have enough, like I didn't have enough space in my little UV treatment thing I had made in order to do, like I could do maybe 2 a day, which that's not bad, but I was just like, if I could get like more in a day, I could sell a lot more Nintendos because I can source Nintendos. I can't turn them around fast enough because I didn't have the space. So the goal with this, there's actually some shelves that we're gonna be putting in. Here's one of the shelves right here. I actually already wrapped one of the shelves. Uh, but that one I actually wrapped in tape. So then I was just like, that took too long, and I knew it would be a headache to do this part. So I ended up just getting some of this Gorilla Spray adhesive, heavy duty, just to spray this down and then stick the aluminum foil to it. I also bought some lights. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to set up the lights yet, but I got some UV lights. I'm, I know I'm going to have ones at the probably, I don't know if I'm going to use ones at the top, to be honest, just because they would only benefit the stuff on the top shelf. But I might do one where maybe I stick a light on each shelf. So I put one like up here, one on the second shelf underneath it, and then one on that shelf so I can hit all three tiers. I have 6 lights, so should be good. Maybe I could do like a light over here, a light over here, and just turn them vertical. So that way we can try to get the sides as much as possible. And then also we'll put a light on the front of these on each door. So that way when I close the doors like that, it'll just be completely enclosed and all the UV light can just reflect around and make sure we hitting all different angles on the shells that we put in here to treat. So that way we don't have any like blind spots, because blind spots will just make it take a lot longer, and taking a lot longer is kind of dangerous because you run the risk of over bleaching other areas when you're waiting on like that one particular area to turn around. So also, not sure, some of you guys might have already thought about this, but you're like, once you close those doors, it's going to get really hot in there, which it will. Like, not hot enough to actually like, you know, catch fire or anything like that, but it's going to get hot to where it's going to cause the hydrogen peroxide cream I use to evaporate a lot faster than it normally would, and that can leave bleaching and streaking on the shells as well. So you want to mitigate the heat. Uh, in order to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a hole in the top of here, and I'm going to install basically some exhaust fans, and that way when I turn those on, once I put everything in here and turn on the UV lamps to start the treatment, I can turn the fans on. They'll be controlled by like just a little knob that turns up how fast the fans will spin, but that will pull the heat out of here. My thought process is to put them in the top because heat rises. So I feel like that will just facilitate it going all the way up. I'll probably just grab a cutoff wheel and do my measurements up here and then cut the slit for that in order to install the fans. I actually had to order some different fans, so I'm waiting on them, but you guys won't. Obviously, the magic of editing, you'll see them pretty quickly. But yeah, the fan I had, actually, I'll show you which one I had. Let me see if I can find it. So this was the fan that I did, or the exhaust fan I did buy. Uh, Kind of has like this little, it's this little spring-loaded, like I guess valve thing. I don't even know really what to call it, but it's basically just to stop stuff from crawling down in it. Which really I'm not gonna have an issue with with that. It doesn't really matter. But I don't know. This one just is a little heavy. I don't feel like it's going to hold well. I could be wrong. I might be able to drill it and just bring it down like that from the top. This was basically my thought process. I was gonna kind of mount it like that because the fan is pulling air out the back. So, but I don't know. It may work, but I don't think it's going to work. Also, the other problem I was having was, well, I would have to mount it from in. So basically, you would cut the hole and you would stick it up through like that so that it sits pretty flush. Uh, but yeah, I don't know, that it's a possibility that could work, but I would have to get some different screws to try to hold that in. Uh, but I don't know. Maybe I might go with this one. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that's the thought process about getting rid of that heat. I'm sorry if you guys hear the fan, but I gotta have the fan and the windows open because don't want to be breathing in all this adhesive with no ventilation. So, but yeah, hopefully that exhaust fan will get rid of all the heat, keep things cool in here, stop the cream from evaporating too fast, so that when we're doing these 6 to 8 to sometimes 10, 12-hour treatments, depending on how bad the shells are, that we don't have to worry about over bleaching anything and anything drying out. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get back to this, and I mean, we could just sit here and chat or something. I don't know. I just figured if something might be something cool, you guys might want to see. Maybe other resellers out there, or anybody, or maybe people just doing this for their own personal stuff. You know, might be looking into options of different ways to UV treat stuff. I know a lot of people like to use like tubs of hydrogen peroxide, the actual liquid, and they just like put the equipment in it, put the shells and stuff in it and treat it that way. That's fine, but I just find that to be kind of wasteful because you can only keep that hydrogen peroxide for so long. Um, and then you constantly, obviously, you have to refill that container, or at least that's my understanding of it. I could be incorrect, but um, so what I do, like I said, I just basically put the hydrogen peroxide cream on it, kind of the same stuff people use at like hair salons and things like that to dye your hair. Um, and I just basically take a paintbrush, put it all over the shells, whatever I'm trying to de-yellow or retro bright, whatever you want to call it, and then I saran wrap it all up so no air can get in. And then the goal is to sit it in here. What I used to sit it in was that little storage thing I had, but this will give me a lot more space, a lot more real estate to use, so that hopefully my goal is to be able to put at least about 6 to 8 full Nintendo shells in here, which would be the actual Nintendo shell. Like, let me see, which would be like the full Nintendo shell. Like this one, you can see this one's, super dirty. Obviously, this hasn't been washed or treated or anything, but the whole shell, obviously, you would take these off because you don't want to put the blacks in there. Uh, and you'd also take off this lid. Anytime you're doing a retro bright on these things, like I said, you want to remove these two off of it, which is literally just taking off these bolts and stuff. You can see, obviously, it's super filthy, but you want to take those off. But then you also want to make sure you remove this lid, because you can try to do it with the lid on if you want, but what happens is you don't get in these areas up here, and you don't get like that backside corner of the lid and right up against there. So it's just better to just fully disassemble this. Make sure that this is wrapped and treated itself. This is wrapped and treated itself, as well as the gray undershell as well. So like I said, the goal is to be able to get, at least one to three per shelf, like maybe 3 shells here, 3 grays here, then maybe, well, it may not be able to do 6, but it's still a lot better than what I was doing. So I probably should have got the 5 tier one, in hindsight, but starting off, this is still a lot better than what I had, and I could always just get another one of these and stack it on top or something. Uh, but yeah, that's the goal. And then of course you can have like a lot of real estate for doing the controllers as well. So, yep, that's pretty much what the plan is. I will start back with this. I'm gonna try to get this side and this side. Then we gotta put down another piece to cover this black part right here. Probably also gonna cover these. I just want to make sure that everything in here is reflecting the light. I don't want to have any like dead spots where light might hit and not reflect. Even though I'm pretty sure that the light will reflect pretty good off of the metal some. Obviously not 100% or anything like that, but some will reflect. But I want to make sure that it's doing as good as it possibly can. So, yep, nothing really difficult about this. Not really doing too much measuring. Obviously, honestly, I'm actually using the door as like a de facto like measurer. So it's been working out pretty well. And then again, it's just aluminum foil, so it's pretty malleable. So you can kind of bend it and turn it to your needs. There we go. That up there. I just kind of smooth it down a little bit with my hand. And there we go. And that's pretty much how easy it is. I mean, it's not a lot to it. A little time consuming, but not too much. So we're gonna try to get this. It's like a little corner right here. So give that a little bit more of a spray. Where's our stuff? All right. What happens normally when you do the overlap, this will be a little loose. So you just take it, spray a little product behind it. There you go. That gets rid of that. Also, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that well, it doesn't really matter too much because this is just aluminum foil, so you can poke right through it, but there's just the slits right here to put these oh, here they are. To put these little like mountain clips for the shelves on. So even if you had some in the way, you can literally just poke through the aluminum foil. So you don't really have to worry too much, I guess, about covering those up if you accidentally do. But you see, it's coming along pretty well. Can't complain. I guess this is one of those times where the aluminum foil being so easy to bend is going to actually be more of a hassle than a help. But that's okay. That is okay. We'll make it work. There we go. Grab this. Boom. Good to go. All right, so we're gonna finish off this door. We'll start on this door. I saved this door for last because it has the locking mechanism, which is funny because I'll never need that. Like, I mean, but I'm gonna have to kind of, maybe this side not so much, but over here I'm gonna have to kind of cut a little bit, try to like slide under it, and this isn't gonna be fully done, but again, it's gonna be a lot better than nothing. So let's do this part over here. You're supposed to spray that and let it sit for like a minute to get like tacky. And you're also supposed to spray the other thing that you're sticking to it. But again, I'm just sticking aluminum foil to it. You know, that stuff is actually made to bond a lot a lot heavier and you know, stronger stuff. So what I'm using it for is way below what it's made for. So I don't really have to, you know, do all that weighting or anything like that. And I don't have to actually spray the aluminum foil either because again, You know, this stuff is so light that it's just gonna stick like automatically. There we go. Make sure we get our creases nice and good. We don't want to have like those times where you kind of get like a bubble over your crease where it doesn't actually fold or bend to the crease. You want to stop that as much as you can. There we go. That's good. Again, we'll finish off this little corner. There we go. All right. That's good. Could actually fold this in on itself some. But yeah. So we test it. Did it close? Oh. Wait, why did it not close? Okay. Yeah, it's closing good enough. It's like a little magnet up here that grabs that. So as long as we don't cover that magnet or cover that, we should be good. Okay, let's get this side going. Hopefully I don't run out of aluminum foil. Now, we'll be honest with you. Not a lot of planning went into this. um, the majority of this was pretty much like, I think this will work, but I'm pretty sure it will. I said the concept is essentially the same as what I was doing with the smaller storage bin. Basically, just covering a space in aluminum foil and sticking a UV lamp in there. Except for now, I'm gonna have a little smaller UV lamps, but they will be they'll actually be bigger. I mean, they'll actually be more UV lamps, so I should be covering more space than I did in the other one, which would be good because that means even though this will help, all the aluminum foil will help with the reflectivity of it, I won't be as reliant on it because when I had the storage container or the storage tote, it was just a UV lamp sitting on top of it. So I was relying on all the sides and the corners, all the aluminum foil to really reflect that top down light. Whereas in this case, I will be I have light coming at it from, different levels, all on the top, on the side, coming from the front. So I'll mostly be reliant on this back panels here to catch the light going and kind of push it towards the, and hit the back of it, so to speak. So, but yeah, this part should be pretty good. Um, Man, I really don't want to have to cut and try to slide stuff in there, but I'm going to because it's just going to make it better if I do. It's like, let's we'll just do it like that. It's kind of one of those scenarios where, like I said, I honestly really don't want to do this part. But then again, I've come this far, so it's like, you might as well do it the correct way. Like I put all this effort into every other part of it. No point of getting that far and then just start shortchanging yourself. And like I said, this part doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to minimize the dead zones as much as possible. Even though I know I'm going to have some, like I'm well aware of that, but like right in there, like maybe that part doesn't have to be perfect. Just slide another one right there. We should be good to go. Oh, All right. All right. Here we go. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want to just have it bad for no reason at all, pretty much. All right, that's good. Now the only thing left is we have to do the top. But in all honesty, I'm going to leave the top alone for right now because I haven't done my cut. There's no point of wrapping the top right now when you know you have to cut through it. You know, I might as well make the cut, install the exhaust fan, and then what I can do is I can put these around it to make sure that it's not impeding any of the airflow out of there. But let's put our first, we'll try to install our first shelf. Let's see. It's a lot easier to install these shelves with the door off, by the way. But let's get our little clips. Okay. One thing about it, they didn't do a good job on this of like making the markings line up over here. So it'd been nice if they did. I think this one needs to go down one more. I think that's gonna work. If not, we just move them around. All right, here's the first shelf I did. You can see it's just tape. It's, well, you probably can't notice it, but it is like it is like taped up. So it's like one of those things where I'll tell you it's not the it was not the greatest, but it's gonna get the job done. All right. Okay. And if you can, you might be able to tell, but like we got like a little rip over here. If anything gets too egregious, obviously we can just patch it up after we install the shelves. But you can see what I'm going for here. So we have our other black shelf. I'm going to kind of just spray that down, and I'm gonna start putting the aluminum foil on it. This one, like I said, I'm gonna use the Gorilla Glue, so it should be a lot faster than what I had to do with the other one. Oh, oh, no, no. Let's move my fan really quick. All right. right. Yeah. I think I'm getting a cold or something. There we go. All right. There we go. There we go. Boom. Okay. Do we have enough? Hope we have enough for this one last section. Yep, we do. There we go. All right. That's that. Now we have our last shelf done. I'll try to put that one up here. Yeah, maybe around this area. Yeah, right there. Hopefully. Trying to make sure I have enough space, but I might actually have to drop this one down a tier. Maybe. But we'll figure that out as we go. Right. Let's see. Grab these. Ow. There we go. Okay. And about here. All right. See how that worked out. Hopefully this one isn't too hard to get in. Giggity. Oh, I got it. We'll just move it out like that. And then we'll slide it back in. Like so. There we go. See, the top might be a little close, maybe. Top's probably a little close. But should be okay. Should be okay. We probably could actually do like maybe I could do like a 1, 2, and like we close it like that and open it back up. But yeah. All right, so that's gonna be it for right now. Pretty much done with this part. Like I said, the only thing I do is gotta cut the hole and stuff for the top. I'm gonna see if I have some bolts that maybe this one would work. We also gonna have to put some at the top after we finish cutting, but see if I have some stuff that maybe I can install that one. If not, then that's fine. We'll just use we will use the new ones that I bought. It was like a smaller fan assembly. 3 fans, but they were smaller than that one big one. But yeah, okay. So make a cut and catch you in a little bit. All right, so we're back. Just went and got the lights. I put the first light in up here at the top. Uh, Bad news is that I ordered the lights a little bigger than I thought. I thought I got the 1-foot lights, but turns out I got the 2-foot lights. Uh, so trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. Also, they're a little bigger than I thought. So this door is actually not even going to close. You know, it'll basically kind of close that way. It's nowhere near it. So what I'm thinking is that now I actually may not even need an exhaust fan, just because since these doors are not going to be able to fully close, they're probably going to be sitting like kind of like that, kind of like resting on each other. Still keep a lot of the stuff in there, but should allow actually for some airflow as well. So I might be able to actually get away. All right, sorry about that. Had a call about had to take. But yeah, so that's pretty much the plan for right now. That I may not even need an exhaust fan. Um, might actually be able to just like use my fan to just like blow some air at it or something. But we'll see how all that stuff goes. Right now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a light on top of each one of these, like so. And I got my box cutter because in order to get these command strips to stick good to this, I'm going to have to cut that part of the aluminum foil off, because if not, it's just going to stick to the aluminum foil and it'll just probably end up ripping it off, I would assume. Could be wrong about that. It might stick up there and be, fine, because these are relatively light, but don't want to run the risk and have to go back and do this again. So just gonna cut little small sections out. It doesn't have to be anything too crazy. And again, since this is just aluminum foil, it's relatively easy to move. So that should be pretty good there. Let's see. What we'll do is we'll actually prep this first. But yeah, I just got these regular 3M command strips. I picked the medium ones that holds up to 10 pounds. A little overkill for the lights because, like I said, they are relatively light. But yeah, but I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have to worry about these things coming down or anything like that. So what I'll do first is I will put these on there. Then that'll give me a good reference point to know where to make my cut. First, the first one I didn't really matter because I can always just, stick that one pretty much like right there and be fine. But it's down here that's going to matter more. So about right there. Okay, so basically we just want to cut that. Then we just start peeling it back. There we go. Doesn't have to be too big, but let's cut to make sure we can get some bare metal on there. I'm gonna take our other two. We'll just go ahead and bond them first before we pull off the little tab to reveal the adhesive. Just makes it easier to do the bonding first. Then I like to just put them where where they're gonna stick to, and press against it for like about 10 seconds. Normally that's good enough. Another tip is these lights do connect in like a series, so basically running the cable from here behind there, then it's gonna come over here. But the secret is you want to connect it before you stick it up there. That way you're not really fighting against the wire. See, like right now I actually need to cut back some because I can't pull it on that. Well, I probably could, but it's gonna put a lot of tension on that wire, and no need to really do that. So we'll cut back a little more and we should be good. Let's see. All right, should be good. Scrape some of this back a little more. Let's get access to that. We'll do another check. Right there and right there. Yep, good to go. All right. Take off our little things here so we can get to that adhesive. And boom, and boom. All right. Now, since these are shelves, gotta kind of do one at a time. Where you can press down on here. About that should be good. We'll come down here. We press to each other for around about 10 seconds or so, just to make sure it gets a nice solid bond. I was actually tempted to just glue these on here with the there we go, with the Gorilla adhesive. Still a little taunt, but not too bad. Still a little wiggle in there. That was the only bad part. I realized that the what you call it, the cords that connect them in a series are rather short. They're not even, I think they're like maybe a foot long. Well, maybe a little longer than a foot, maybe like 18 inches. But yeah, it would have been great if they'd have made these a little longer, because this one we have to connect on this side. I don't know if it's going to make it. It might, though. I should have connected this side already before I put it up there. But let's see. There we go. Yeah, because even if I bring this one down, this one's going to have to be basically pretty close to the edge in order to make it work. So we'll do is we'll push out on that. And try to push this in. Can we sneak it? Let me see. I just want to get this cord around the. There we go. All right. Okay. There we go. All right. So we got that. Again, don't want too much tension on it, but then we can come in like about right there on our third light, and that'll be it for connecting all these three lights together. I do have. They give you about, I think it's like actually 4 of these too, which are the actual toggle switches that go into the wall. But I'll only need maybe two, because I'm gonna put 2 here. I'm gonna have one, boom, boom, boom there, and I wanted to put one on the back coming out, but I might not have to be honest. Might get enough coverage just with these ones, so I might have got a little overkill with the lights. But like I said, this is one of those things where it's kind of just a process. You use it and kind of see how it works, and you tweak it. That's how I look at these things when I'm doing them. I try to do them perfectly if I can, but also try to keep an open mind that it may not work out exactly. I'll pick those up later. May not work out exactly as you planned the first go around, but just don't beat yourself up over it. And uh, yeah, I mean, you can make it work. It's not it's not rocket science doing this stuff. Let's see. So we're wondering about here, which means I'm going to be cutting. I'll just cut around here. All right. One. Okay. Now we'll stick our lights up. We want that in there. So about there. Okay. So about right there is what I'm looking for. Go. Boom. Doesn't really matter where I put the other command strip at, because I can cut down there wherever I want. But I wanted to make sure that, on this side, we were actually pretty close to that wire, because like I said, you don't want your wires to have a bunch of tension on them. You want to put some slack in them at least. Even though now I know I'm kind of working against the wires being short, so sometimes you might be a little tempted to just pull them taut just so that you can get things where you want them, but you don't want to do that and end up causing more issues down the line. Sometimes you can just alleviate that by making little small sacrifices. In this case, things won't be centered all pretty, but that's fine. All right, so we'll measure that up. We'll go here, and that's going to be about there. All right, so we'll start there. This was a lot easier to cut and move out the way, because this is the one that I just taped. I didn't glue this one. All right, so we got what we need. We will plug it in first, and then we should be fine, because this one we're just gonna put, they got like little stoppers. Basically gonna plug that up. That way there's it basically terminates this and nothing can get to it. Don't think anything would actually happen, but again, they're provided for a reason, so might as well use them. Let's take those off. These off. All right, one. Do the same strategy here. I think this side I actually put up a little too high over here, so we'll change that, but that's not really going to affect this much. Okay, and then should have it right about there. Boy. Okay, that should be good. All right, but like I said, let me knock this notch down to the next one. Okay, yeah, that's just a little better. All right, so we got all three of our lights on. Let me grab my little thing to terminate them. I'm assuming it's just this piece. It came with mounting equipment, but uh, this thing is it's just not a whole lot to this storage cabinet. Like, it's not a whole lot of meat on it. All the metal or whatever it's made out of is relatively thin, so I I don't really want to be drilling into it and stuff, because a lot of these things aren't going to hold. And the lights are so light that you really can just use command strips, and that way, in case something happens, and maybe I feel like configuration could be different, I can configure the lights different to get better coverage or just better results. It's a lot easier to pull down command strips and just remove, and reposition them, rather than taking down hardware and then you just have holes that you drilled all over the place. Then you got to drill more holes. So then the more you do that, obviously you're just killing the structural integrity of this thing, which I guess in my particular use case wouldn't matter. I mean, this thing probably would never hold more than 10 pounds of stuff, like, collectively. So I don't think it has to be that structurally strong to do that, but You get what I'm saying. All right. So we will take us one of these. Now I wasn't sure if I wanted to. I guess I could, since technically I'm not going to be able to close the doors anyway. So I was kind of wondering, should I, instead of, I was going to like kind of drill a little hole or something and basically run this wire in like that and then kind of have this off to the side. That's probably still the better way to go about it though. Cuz I was thinking, since, you know, I have to leave these doors open anyway, I could, possibly just do this. But then at the same time, that would basically be almost a slight blind spot on whatever is down here. So it's probably best to go about drilling a hole up there, which is, I guess, what we're going to do. Let me get my drill. All right, nothing special, just a little Walmart hyper tough drill here. But yeah, don't even have to do too much. We're just going to kind of send her. Let's see here. Boom. See if this works. Oh no, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna be no just sending her. Let me find out they done gave me something that's actually worth a dang. Well, all that means is that the drill bit I started with is just a little too big. We'll step it down one. Give us a good starter hole. And then we'll come back at it. See if we can't get it to play ball. I mean, I don't even know how charged this thing is. And also, I mean, I'm not, probably helped a lot more if I was standing up there on like a ladder, not a ladder, but like some type of stool to where I could have really like put some pressure down on it. Hmm. I don't know. I might not be able might not be able to drill through it. Wow. I feel it there, but dang. Huh. Let's see. I'll give it one more go, I guess. There we go. Ah. Good enough. All right. So we got our starter. Ha. Win for the good guys. I guess I'm the good guy. I probably to this thing I'm the bad guy, I guess. Let's see. Now we'll go through with a bigger bit. Open that hole up some. There we go. All right. I don't know if I have a big enough drill bit to actually get this thing through though. Probably should check that, before I start doing all this. Some things you learn as you go. But yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. All right then. So might be a situation where we just do this. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Well, you see me drill for no reason. That lets you know, like I told you, things do not always go as you plan. Now, for those of you out there, you might have been like, well, you could have, went through with your biggest drill bit and then came back and, opened it up with whether I got some I actually got some punches around here and stuff. So, yes, there were things I could have do that probably could have opened that up. But it is what it is. This might just be a situation where maybe we even just use the cord as almost like a door stop. You see what I'm saying? Because the lights aren't going to allow this door to close flush anyway. So this could actually be used as kind of like a way just to keep it cracked, keep the stuff going in there, but also giving it enough space to where we have that ventilation. So sometimes you can turn a mistake or a misfortune into actual win. I'm assuming it's going to be a win anyway. Like I said, we're not done with this, so it might turn out not to be a win. I don't know. But we're going to install our lights here on the side. We'll put one about right here, and we'll put the other one over here. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right, so we're going to finish up putting in these last few lights. I'm going to put one here on the door and one there. And then I'm actually going to wash a few things up. I'm going to throw some stuff in here and we're going to test it out and see how it does. Not going to put a ton in there, but I will put a few things in there because I do want to check to see how it's going to do if I have something in like every level and just kind of see how it turns out. Let's see here. I guess we'll start on this side. Grab these. And these two right here. Oh. Yep. The fan actually ended up coming in today. The new fan I was ordering, so I'm going to test it out without a fan, just see how it does. Since I can't close these doors anyway, like I said, if it performs well, then I'm just going to send both fans back because it's going to turn out that I actually don't need them. No point of keeping them if I don't need them because I'm not going to have anything else to do with them. Let's see, throw that there. Want to make sure I don't push too hard because I don't want to mess up the lights. There we go. Okay. And let's see. Measure it up. We'll get it about right there. So about there. We want to make our cut. There we go. That should be good. I'm happy that all the other ones actually stayed up there. I didn't have to fool with them anymore. All stuck up there. Doesn't look like anything is getting loose. I guess one thing we could check though is like when this is running and actually on to make sure that heat isn't generated to the point to where it makes the adhesive on this get loose. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Smooth that out the way. Okay. Ah, dang it. I probably shouldn't have stuck that one on top before I did this. Yeah. All right. There we go. Think I got it. Come on here. All right, come on. I'm so mad because I can't grab this dang piece. It's like right there too. All right, whatever. We're just gonna pull it off. It's making me mad. Okay. Got that. Got that. All right, so we'll just hold it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that one should be fine. All right. So this one, we're just going to have the power cord come out the top. Grab one of these. See here. There we go. Push this in. There we go. That can go there. You know what's funny? I just thought about it. If Well, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't reach that. But if it did, I could run all those lights in what do you call it? In parallel or whatever, or in series from off of this light. Let me see. Pretty sure these won't reach though. Let me see. Boom. E. Yeah, no. It could, but it's gonna be like really, really tight. And I don't need to. I have like an 8 plug surge protector, so it's not like these gonna be pulling a ton. So I'll just plug them up like that. That way I don't have to worry about it. All those are running off of this one. But what I might be able to do, let me see. Maybe I could run. Okay, so yeah. So this one, yeah. This one I'm gonna take this plug out of it that we were using over here. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna put this up, and then when we put our light here, let's see. Yeah, this is actually gonna be better. So I can put our light here, and then I'll just have a plug coming from the bottom of the light coming out here. So maybe it might work too if I plug this in at the bottom instead of the top. That might actually be the better, because then we'll get a lot more bang for our buck out of this cord, because it'll be able to get to the ground and get to power. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Take that out right there. Put this in. Go. The extensions or whatever they call the connecting wires go in so much easier than the actual power wire or the switch wire or whatever you want to call it. Where's the last? Oh, there it is, right here. I had to open up one more command strip. Wow, I didn't need nowhere near as many of these as I thought I was going to. Of course, if I didn't buy 3 packs, I would have needed 3 packs, and we all know how that goes. When you don't buy what you need, or when you don't buy more than you need, you always end up with less than you need for whatever reason. You never just get the right amount. Either something goes wrong, and then something you needed you can't use anymore, so now you don't have any spares. Ooh, and you just get stuck. I'll get that off of there. Or just something comes up and you just misjudge it, and then you end up actually needing a little bit more than you thought. Let's see. Put this on there. And we are basically in the home stretch. We'll get to test this thing out, make sure everything lights up. And we should be good to go. And we'll have a whole new UV treatment thing. I think this is going to turn out pretty good. All right. Take that. We're going to try to stick that maybe about here. But we're going to judge it based on this cord. So this cord can reach there. All right. So perfect. Perfect. Yep. Right about there. All right. So we'll get our thing. That's there. So about right there. We're going to peel our. There we go. Peel our aluminum foil back. If that's there, that is there. So about right there. That one did not want to move. Go. All right. Oops. Take this off. Man, this is actually okay. So now we got those two cleared up. One there. One there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good enough. This should plug in pretty smooth right there. Okay, so got all that. And then we'll plug in right here with this switch. And we have here. There we go. Okay, now we got that. That's gonna still be stopped from that up there. So we can actually kind of do it a little closer like that. If I wanted to, we'll have like a little breathing, but not a ton. I don't know if they're gonna. So probably not gonna close basically at all. So I want them to stay closed a teeny bit. I think it's because of this. Maybe not. I don't know. I was hoping these would stay closed a little bit more. Maybe if I bring this one with it too. Oh, the other. Okay, so this have to go in a little bit. So put a little. There we go. And then the weight of this will hold it. Okay. So that's basically what I had to do. That works. Let's take this out from the top, because we want to put this in at the bottom so we have a little bit more room out of our cord. We'll close off the connector there. Oh, like I said, I don't think this would cause any issues if I did leave it open, but again, no point of doing that. All right, so let's see here. I just need to bring. I got something that'll make it over here, hopefully. Man, would that make it? Might make it. Let me see. I think it's gonna just make it. Yep. 1 and 2. Oh, that one came on. See. Boom. All 4 lights are on. Perfect. And I'm envisioning it closing up about like that. Now it won't stay closed again. I don't know why. I could always just like slide something in there though. Let me see. Do I have anything on? Because if I put something through here, it would stop that from happening. It would only open up so much. I'll put this in there. Oops, there we go. Like that. So I could do it like that. Now to keep it closed. Pretty good. Got jerry rigged up a little bit, but that's fine. Is what it is. Let's turn these off because I don't want to be staring at those without my shades on. You guys are wondering. Let's see. I do have some safety shades when I do stuff like this. These ones are super dark, so you can look directly at this and be fine. The only thing is when you're not looking at stuff like this, you're pretty much not gonna see anything. But they definitely do the job. So we'll sit those up there. Let's start putting our stuff away. I'll set my lock over here. What's this one? Is it 7/16? Make sure I put my drill bits back where it's supposed to go. Of course, this one doesn't tell me what it is. We're just gonna guess and say it's a 7/64 because it looks small. We have a 3/8 bit right there. Good. Let's see. Close that up. But move this out the way. We'll just throw these in the floor real quick. I'll fix those when I get around to it to clean all that up. But yeah, so I'm gonna go wash some stuff up. I'm gonna prep them, saran wrap them, and then we're gonna start filling this out, and we'll turn it on and leave it overnight and see how everything turns out. So let me go get that, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. All right, so finished washing all this stuff up. Basically washed about 3 top shells. I had a bottom shell that needed to be treated. Sometimes these do get a little dark. Also got the lids over here, and basically got about 6 OEM controllers in here that we need to treat as well, both the front and the back. Some of them actually weren't bad, but then some of them was like this one was like really yellow. Like this one up here. Oh, this is a back too. I thought that was a front, but like that one, it's like really yellow. So yep. So not a not a huge thing to put in there. Definitely probably could have got quite a bit more. Like it seems like I could get about 3 of these on the level, 3 of these on the level. Then maybe do like 1 and 1. So instead of like 6 or 8 or what I was thinking at first, looks like I could be able to get about 4 Nintendos at a time. Obviously, if I wanted to do a ton of like just controllers and stuff, I'll be able to probably get, let's see, that's 6. I could actually have moved those up and slid them over. So let's just say for safety, we could do 6 on a row. So we could do about 18. Uh, but yeah, no, so actually it's going pretty well, but we're going to go ahead, we're going to turn this on and we're going to close it up. And then I'm going to give it about 6 to 8 hours. We're going to give it overnight, and probably, what time is it now? I don't even know. I would assume it's probably around 11, 12 o'clock at night. But yeah, probably come check on these around 8 a.m. or so tomorrow and see what they're looking like. But let's go ahead. We're going to get this closed up some so that it's not blinding the heck out of me when I turn them on. We'll slide our little makeshift lock in here. There we go. All right, there should be enough to give me some air. And then turn that one on. We'll turn that one on. So you can see a little bit of it through, but it's kind of good because it doesn't let a lot out. So might not actually need the glasses fooling with this, because you can always just turn them off before you open these doors. But yep, so we're gonna let that sit for about 8 hours. Come back and check on it, and we'll see how the first batch of I guess Nintendo's turned out in our new Retro Bright cabinet. So yep, catch you in a little bit. All right, so it's been about 8, 9 hours or so. So we're gonna see how everything. Oh shoot! How about I actually turn them off first, right? And see how they turn out. First thing I want to test is, it's actually not hot in there. Not hot at all. So that's actually really good. So far, everything looks good. Definitely a few might have to sit in a little longer, like this one. This one still has like a little tint to it, but there was ones that were like really dark yellow. This one as well. That one still has a tint to it. There's other ones like this one. That one actually turned out really well. So I feel like the balance of them are good. Like everything looks even. Let's see, we got these. Yeah, a lot of these turned out really well. And okay, so you can see like the back of that one, still a little yellow. Sometimes also when you take them out, see a little gray, but it seems like the corners down here didn't get touched that well. Could be just maybe it's not reflecting well on that one. This might have been an area where it's been better to kind of have it like this. If I would have turned them this way and maybe had one there, then had this one turned here, but like closer to the middle. This one actually turned out pretty good. On the grays, you want to make sure you don't leave these in too long, because it'll start to bleach the gray out, the darker gray, because the bottom, is a darker gray, but it'll start to take the color out of this before it damages the top part. So you want to be mindful of that. Like this one is still a little yellow, so you want to make sure that we let these ones sit in a little longer But the ones that look good, I'm gonna take those out. Where's my box? I thought I had a box. 1 second, let me get the box. Right. So what we're gonna do is take these out. This one can come out. See. All right, this one can come out. That one can come out. That one needs to stay in a little longer. So there's that one. That one I'll let stay in a little longer too. I think all the tops are, all the lids are good. Yeah, the lids look pretty good. Oops. I have to glue that down. Let's see. This one, gonna let this stay in there a little longer. And we're actually gonna turn it around. There we go. That way this part can get hit by the lights a little more directly. This one's good. 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 Go. This one's still a little yellow. We'll leave that one in there. Leave that one in there. And that one needs to stay in there too. Okay. So that's pretty good. Got quite a good haul out of it for the first. Like I said, been 8-9 hours. Sometimes when they're like super yellow, it could take, you know, sometimes 10 hours, 12 hours, you know. It all just depends. But that's fine. The other light I was using is a lot more, it's a lot powerful, more powerful light. Here's actually one of them. Let's see. Here's one of them right here. So you can see, like, this is what I was using. It was just like top down over my little container. And this was putting out, you know, this one's a lot more heavy duty than those lights. So I'm gonna have to adjust my time as well. I really didn't have a way to use those lights with this setup. I'd have had to do a lot of modifications to make that happen. And I just really didn't want to go through all that. So, but we'll turn these back on. Let them sit again. I'll probably let them sit for like another 5-6 hours or so while I'm doing other stuff. I'm gonna go wash all these off, and then we'll see how they turned out. Still gotta wash all the product off of them to get the final results, but be back in a little bit. All right, so here's the final results. I think the new cabinet's working out pretty good. Yeah, so definitely happy with how they all turned out. I mean, they're not always gonna be super perfection. Like some of these lids, like right here and that one, you know, they could arguably go back in for a little bit. Sometimes when you clean them and then you treat them, sometimes you have to wash them off after a while and then reapply the cream and stick them back in there. And then you can like really get them to come out like really bright, like that shell right there. This stuff over here, like that's just from GameStop. I guess this was a GameStop refurbished one, and it had like a GameStop sticker on it. So didn't know GameStop refurbished Nintendos, but apparently they do, I guess, at a GameStop level anyway. But yeah, I mean, all came out like that one right there. That one could possibly go back in. It probably could brighten it up more like those ones up there. But again, sometimes you have to like treat them and then wash them, then retreat them, and then usually they'll come out like basically like all these ones over here. So yeah, sorry for the long video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.